Isaac with you again. We got another episode of Coach's Corner to talk about the UTSA program and the vision that Coach Holt has. And today we have a very special guest. We have Karrington Donald, who's going to be a senior this coming year. And so she is a big part of the UTSA basketball program. So KK, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm adjusting to all of this newness and how we're living though, but I'm doing really good though.
And we also have Coach. How you doing?
Good, healthy. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I know it definitely is. It's a interesting time, and we're continuing to keep our distance, stay home, and certainly praying for all those who are dealing with any illness and all the frontline medical workers as well. So what we're going to do is let's toss it to KK. All right. So you've been around the program quite a while. And so first off, we're going to start with an award you were just given that I heard from Coach Holt, and it was the Conference USA Winter Spirit of Service Award, which each conference has one student athlete, and you were selected, which is quite the high honors, KK. So congratulations. Go ahead and talk a little bit more about the award.
Yeah, so it was crazy. I found out about it, and I was like, "What?" Because I love the award. Basically, I think it's more about like serving the community and all of that. And I'm a part of a couple of organizations that we serve a lot of do a lot of community hours, whether it's going to elementary schools or I know with the basketball team we've gone to the senior homes. We've done things like that. So really, to be honest, I wasn't aware of how many things I've done with the community being a part of the athletic department until I actually read the article. I was like, wow, I did all of that. What? Okay. It was really cool. It was a great honor to have. And I'm just really, like I said, I'm just really honored to be able to have received that award.
Coach Holt, I know that, being KK, being on the squad, and you've really been able to grow and see her blossom in your program. To see her get that award, what was it like for you?
Well, it's very well deserved. She's pretty modest in that she's a fantastic student, and that had something to do with the award, as well as you have to be at a certain level of playing well, and she's done that too. So she's just a well-rounded person. She's a great person. She's developed into a leader. Her game is developed. I mean, I think you can look at every area of her life as a student, as a person, and as an athlete. And she has just continued to improve every year. And I'm just excited for what her senior year is going to bring.
All right. Now, KK, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the UTSA basketball program. Talk about what it's like, how you've enjoyed being a part of the program, and what stands out about it.
Man, the program, since I've started, I've learned so much. So I think if I had to pick one thing that I've enjoyed is just the obstacles and the learning that I've had while being a part of the program. All the coaches have given me so much direction and guidance, and I've just really enjoyed how our culture has changed over the course of the program. It's just been a very, really awesome experience, good, bad, or ugly, honestly, that has really made me grow as a person. So I feel like that's some things that I've really enjoyed about the program so far as I've known. So.
And Coach Holt, to you now, what has KK meant to the program?
Well, she came in, I was an assistant coach when we recruited her, and, to play for a different head coach than what you were recruited for sometimes is not easy. There's a trust level. And I just feel, very indebted to her that she believed in me and the program and our vision. The culture change has a lot to do with her and her leadership, and her just kind of believing in our message. So, you just can't ever take that for granted because, it hasn't resulted in the wins that we want yet. I believe that's coming quickly, but the culture's got to change first. If you're going to build something, it's not done the other way around. So, I just hope for her, especially, that we can just have a really good season upcoming, so that she kind of benefits from all the work that she's put in.
Now, speaking of that work, KK, I know you're very studious. You're dedicated into your degree, and so why don't you talk a little bit about your degree at UTSA and how the program, the school itself, has helped open up the door for future opportunities?
Yeah, so I'm a computer science major. It's very tough program. A lot of hours outside of class I have to take to do homework, and of course, also being a student athlete too, have to be able to manage my time. But I mean, with the help of our athletic department and the help with the computer science department, I definitely have opened a lot of doors. I actually have an internship coming up this summer that could turn into an actual job opportunity. So, I mean, I just have had so many really good resources at UTSA that have helped me. And I've been able to meet a lot of employers. It's just been a really good experience. I have nothing negative to say about that in that regard at all. I definitely can see a lot of doors opening up for me.
Now, when the season comes along, I know you all start your training camps and all that, and there's obviously incoming recruits, incoming people to the campus that would like to know from you, who's been around the program, what does your daily routine look like in season when it comes to going to school, going to workouts?
So it just honestly, every semester I've had to adapt a different way, but it's kind of been the same thing conceptually. So we either have practice in the morning, afternoon, or the evening. Depending on that, that depends on whether I go to class in the morning, afternoon, or the evening. So let's just say we have practice in the morning. I'd go practice in the morning. I would go probably get something to eat and then jet to class. Sometimes I have to go straight to class. It just depends. And then between the time for the rest of the evening, I'll either do homework or I have other organizations that I'll probably go and be a part of. So basically my schedule is very, very by the minute, like routine, like every minute matters. And so definitely a lot of time management skills have been developed since I've been here.
Now, now talking about the makeup of the team, coach, and moving forward into this new season, what kind of role do you see KK playing? We know that she has been one of the veterans on this year's team with all the young roster influx, and so what do you see from her coming up?
Well, first and foremost, leadership, but I think that's probably assumed since she's basically, without being named a captain, she's kind of been like our captain. So she's going to be in that role. But I keep promising her that she doesn't have to be the point guard again, and she can be a wing player and shoot the ball, which is what she's really good at. And I think that we're going to be able to get that done this year, hopefully. And that doesn't mean she'll never play a point guard spot, but because she leads so well from there. But I just want to try to get her to the wing where I think she's can score more points for us.
Now, KK, I know, as I just talked about, a lot of true freshmen on this past season's roster. And one thing that we saw from you was gradually you were becoming more of the vocal leader and you were taking charge of that role. What kind of bond have you developed with the true freshmen from this year's class? And what do you think your connection with them can do for the progress of the squad in 2020?
Yeah, so last year was very, very interesting. It was interesting for them and for me. Like you said, them being all very young. First of all, I enjoy them. I love them as people, and that's first and foremost. That makes it a lot easier to lead them. Just being able to get to know them outside of basketball, and then when we get on the court, I, in the past, there's been people above me as far as leadership, and I wouldn't have to tell them certain things or things like that. This year, it's like, okay, I had to really I have to really kind of sometimes tell the freshmen hey, this is how this is, and this is how this is. And I found myself being more and more vocal just because I had to be, and it forced me to be, and it actually helped me in growing that area. And I feel like, with the respect that we have now between me and them, I think in the future, it's just going to only grow. Like I said, I love my teammates, and they seem like they love me too. So I feel like in the future, it's just going to the bond is going to only get stronger. But yeah. So.
And lastly, KK, and this can go for you too, Coach. How have you been balancing your physical training, your studying, your online schools during this stay-at-home time? I know it's been an interesting time for all of us. How have you been able to stay active and stay into your studies?
So I what's really been good for me, my teachers have actually tried to keep some sort of routine for me. So they're trying to make it as close to how it would be in class normally. But really, honestly, I just try to always have kind of a routine throughout the day. It really helps to get up around certain times, go do certain things, and that's just kind of the way that I work now. I kind of have to do things at a certain time, and I think that really helps for me, just being really structured as much as I can be in this time. So whether it's getting up in the morning, going to class, and then at a certain time, going to do my workout, getting that done by a certain time so I can, then have other time to uh, be with my family and my dog and all of that. So
How about you, Coach? How you been handling yourself during the stay-at-home time?
Well, I think more about them and if they're working out and if they're doing what we're asking them to do. And I can't get my hands on them, so that's frustrating. But yeah, this time I think if people have got to be disciplined, and thankfully KK is a disciplined person anyways. I worry more about some of our other kids that maybe don't have as much structure in their life, because this is a time, if we're looking at possibility of people not working out this summer, even as a team, uh, the discipline of our team and them on their own finding ways to get their workouts done is going to be imperative. So we'll have a pep talk today in our team meeting. Hopefully we get them doing what they need to be doing.
That's good. And I'm assuming the dynamics of those team meetings have been pretty upbeat, huh? Are you all excited to see each other?
Yeah. Yeah, the hard part is, you have 20 plus people on the call, and I feel like I end up doing all the talking because they don't want to interrupt. So it's a little different, but yeah, getting to see their faces and whether they've done their hair today or whether they've got out of bed, you can kind of tell. But it's interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, there you have it. Karrington Donald joining us today, Coach Holt. We're just, giving a little bit of a nugget of what it's like being a student athlete at UTSA, and Coach Holt as well, chiming in on what she sees and how she values KK's experience moving forward. So there's another edition of the Coach's Corner here at UTSA. We hope you all are staying safe out there, and we'll be back for next week's edition.